Handling objections. You will hear all kinds of objections. I have to go back and talk to a parent, a spouse. The way I would handle those are yes. And this leads into follow-up as well. Please, we need to get that parent or spouse either on the phone with us, or we need to get them here in person, or we need to go to them, depending on our hierarchy of appointments and how we set up appointments. But that person in the room with you, are they the decision maker? Is this the client? We have to make sure we get consent from the client. We need to make sure that we're working for the client, or that the person hiring us has proper authority to deal with us with a general and durable power of attorney, okay? Has the right to handle legal matters on behalf of this other person. That's extremely important. So, that being said, it's okay to go ahead and set up a secondary appointment if need be for us to talk with all the decision makers, okay? But this leads into setting the appointment as well. When you set the appointment, you need to ask, are these the people at this meeting that are necessary to do this work? Do we have everybody here? Do we need to get your spouse here? The attorney would prefer that your spouse is here. Do we need to get your parent here? The attorney is going to require consent from the parent. We need to get her or him here, or we need to go there to a nursing home or wherever it is to get that consent. That way, we're more efficient. We use our time wisely, and that's all we have on planet Earth is time. It's the most valuable thing we have. So we want to use our time efficiently. We want to use our attorney's time efficiently, okay? And that's how we do it. So making sure the decision makers are in the room for the attorney during the client consult is absolutely paramount. People will make price objections, cost objections. Here's what I have to say to that. Number one, we're not the cheapest. And I never intend to be the cheapest. I never intend to be the bottom of the barrel firm that's trying to compete on price. We're never going to do that. And I make no apologies for not being the cheapest. We set our pricing so that we can provide great customer service by having plenty of staff and keep the lights on and have great resources and systems and software and training. We work so that we are one of the best. That's what we want to be. That's what we strive to be. And the price is what the price is. Now there's some judgment calls where you may have to go to a manager to correct price or to lower price or to come off price for one reason or another. But those things can be handled on an individual basis. Otherwise, you would be surprised if you quote the fee, regardless if someone is price conscious and that's what they're buying on or not. The services are valuable. For a small percentage of their total net worth and everything they have, they can afford to hire us many times to save that larger percentage. Is it worth it paying X number of dollars at this level to protect something up here? I would say yes, it is. So keep that in mind as well, and keep that in your arrow in your quiver, so to speak, to pull out and to explain that it's a small price to pay for peace of mind and to make sure they protect their hard-earned money and property and have long-term care and healthcare options later in life, okay? So you need to, we're not here to compete on price, and please don't ever think that we are, okay, and that we're trying to. That is not what we're doing. We're providing quality over quantity, okay? So people also believe, whether this is a misconception or not, that they get what they pay for. And if you're someone who is always going to be the lowest price and the bottom dollar, then that's how, unfortunately, whether it's true or not, you are going to be perceived, okay? And perception, oddly enough, becomes reality, or is reality, what people perceive. And especially, it's the reality of the people that are sitting across the table from you or sitting beside you when you're working through a fee agreement. So don't be scared to take the objections that come at you and be armed with the knowledge that can help conquer those objections, or at least answer their questions as far as price and the needs for estate planning. If we don't get their foundational documents in place and other estate planning documents in place, it could mean that they lose absolutely everything. So you think your job's important? Do you think it's important for you to have them hire us? Absolutely it is. It's important for them. It's important that they get over the hump and get over their own objections, or else they could lose absolutely everything, and many times do, because they're scared to pull the trigger and spend a little money on legal care. I work with a lot of clients who are older and maybe are Depression era, World War II or just beyond. They're savers, they're scrimpers. They've managed to make something and build a nest egg, and they've done so by not spending out a lot of money. That same attitude that allowed them as a middle-class person, okay, generally, a lot of middle-class people out there that don't have estate planning, right? And we want to be able to provide those services to everyone, from the super wealthy to someone who's not super wealthy, okay? But that same scrimping and saving and not spending money on any type of legal services or other professional services also is the same mentality that will leave them, in some cases, destitute with no money and the home taken away from them due to perhaps having to roll a Medicaid, passing away, and when it goes through the estate, it's taken and sold, okay? We don't want that to happen to our clients. We want our clients to avoid that. And the only way they do that is if they hire us. So they need to understand that spending money on legal services could be paramount to them as they age, and navigating the age navigating the aging in America. How about that? Navigating the legal maze that it can be to age in America. So by providing those legal services, you are helping them by conquering their just prohibition against spending any money, wanting to go get free fill-in-the-blank legal documents that anybody can fill in for them. It's dangerous. There's room for fraud. We want to prevent them from doing that. We don't want them to get in trouble. We don't want, with assets. We don't want somebody to take advantage of them. We want to be able to provide them premium legal services and documents that helps them save their hard-earned money and property. We don't want them to be taken advantage of. So that's how important conquering objections is. And thank you for being working in communications and closing in our office. We greatly appreciate it.